Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Zenaton, and welcome to today's video for Legends of Runeterra. Today I got a deck for you that it's always been a deck that's kind of just on the side of the meta. There's always been a few metas where it seemed to do okay. This is one of them. I think this is one of the metas where this deck can do pretty okay, especially if you tech for the meta and maybe even do better with this deck in a more controlled setting. For example, a tournament where you get a ban phase and you can tailor a lineup to beat certain decks. The deck I'm going to be talking about today is SCARGROUNDS. Braum Vladimir. This deck, like I said earlier, has always been around on the edges. Always seems to be like, oh, I'm ready for like this deck, or maybe I can like tech it for this deck. The deck we're going to be teching for today is Ari Kennen. We are going to be trying to use SCARGROUNDS to beat Ari Kennen. So hopefully I run into Ari Kennen players later on. But yeah, with the idea being that with all the pings we have, thanks to things like ice shards and other such things, maybe that can help us against Ari Kennen, and we won't just lose to everything else in the meta. The problem is SCARGROUNDS itself. Kind of have to find SCARGROUNDS to make the SCARGROUND deck work. But I have personally taken like an old SCARGROUNDS list I used to play, made some tweaks and changes for the current meta that I just like. And we're going to test it out on the ladder and see just how well it does. But first, let's go and look at the deck. Okay, welcome to the deck. Welcome, SCARGROUNDS. So, before you turn away and get mad or questioning things, there's a reason for the weird numbers, a lot of 2 ofs, a couple of 1 ofs, and the 3 ofs. I'll explain them as I go through the deck. But still, like I said, the problem with SCARGROUNDS decks has always been SCARGROUNDS, gotta draw SCARGROUNDS, or else the deck kind of just falls apart. So, I guess hard mulligan for SCARGROUNDS, and hope your opponent doesn't play, like, Scorched Earth, which, Scorched Earth is kind of rare in the meta. But yeah, like, you might say, like, why not play all 3 Vladimirs? Why 3 Braums? We'll talk about that later, of course. But yeah, if you've never played SCARGROUNDS before, the idea of the deck is you get SCARGROUNDS out, you ping your own stuff, you damage your own stuff, and you just win because SCARGROUNDS grows your stuff really big, and you just win because your mid-range beefy stuff is bigger than what your opponent can do, or your opponent can't remove them. So, as for the cards themselves, 2 Ravenous Flock. We're not playing anything like Arachnoid Sentry, but Flock is one of the best removal cards in the game, so I want to play at least 2 of them. 2 Three Sisters. I don't want to go up to all 3 because it is a little clunky. We already have Troll Chant and Transfusion as well, which is why I don't really want all 3 Three Sisters. 2 Death Lotus. This is mostly a tech for Ari Kennen. I don't really want 3 because outside of Ari Kennen, it's not that great of a spell. It's okay with, say, against Scouts, but outside of Ari Kennen, it's not that great. 3 Ruthless Raiders. Just a nice target, already has tough, so even if you don't have SCARGROUNDS, it's pretty nice anyway, because it already starts with tough, so it can survive pings. Not running any of the other Crimsons besides Crimson Curator, which some people might think is weird. Not a big fan of the Crimson Bloodletter. The first one's nice, the second and third are kind of meh. Same with the Crimson Disciple. I just would rather run Ruthless Raider as my 2-drop of choice. You could try running all 3, like both 3 Ruthless Raider, 3 Crimson Disciple, and 3 Crimson Bloodletter. I'd rather just cut the Crimsons and add more spells, though, more survival spells. But Crimson Curator is just too good at giving you more and more units, so I've run 3 of him, of course. 2 Transfusion, 3 Troll Chants. I think Transfusion's a really, really great spell. One of the best spells, super underrated in the game at the moment. Problem is, it's kind of hard to fit into a lot of Noxus decks, but we can take advantage of the ping, so we play 2 of them. Not 3, though, but only 2. 3 Troll Chants, one of the best Freljord spells, so we'll play all 3 of them, of course. 3 Ember Maidens. This is a card that I know some decks don't run in their SCARGROUND list. I like it a lot. This is one of my favorite cards to run in SCARGROUNDS, and whenever I play SCARGROUNDS, I always try to play at least 2 of them. It's really, really good against certain decks too, like Ari Kennen, like Scouts, because your opponent can't really react to it by playing a protective spell. So kind of like Blighter Ravine. 3 Ice Shards. Just another way to ping your own stuff. Really nice to spell just to ping opponent stuff to at fast speed. So we play all three. One of Might, just nice to give to a unit. Give a unit that's been growing and growing with Scargrounds, Overwhelm. Only one though, because I don't really want to draw two of them because it is kind of a meh, kind of a bad card. 3 Scargrounds. We're a Scargrounds deck. Why would we not play 3 of these? 2 Blighted Ravines, no Avalanches. I prefer Blighted Ravine. We already have Ice Shards and Blade Dance. I think it's called Blade Dance. It's not Death Lotus. Oh, it is Death Lotus. Sorry. Blade Dance is the mechanic. But yeah, we have Death Lotus and Ice Shards as our other AoE. I don't like Avalanche. I like Blighted Ravine instead because of the healing. So we play 2 Blighted Ravines. You could probably even cut the Blighted Ravines and maybe even play Kindly Tavern Keeper instead as healing if you want to play more for the board as well. But I like the couple of Blighted Ravines. 3 Brahms. The guy is great now, especially after the buff. It's really hard to kill him. 2 Whispered Words is something I'm trying out. I'm trying out Whispered Words. It's not something I've never tried out before in Scargrounds. Every time I played Scargrounds, I always felt like I run out of cards. So I'm just going to try a couple of Whispered Words. Reputation's not a unattainable goal. You can attain it with thanks to Scargrounds, and Tarkaz himself is already just big enough. So I like it as a 2 of. I might even go up to 3 of depending on how much I like this card. Only 2 Tarkazes. Guy's nice and all, but kind of just doesn't do much. So we only play 2 of them. 2 Vlads. So the only reason I would want to run 3 Vlads is because I would want to draw multiple Vlad. Because Vlad's champ spell is Transfusion. It is a good champ spell, but my problem is I can't really figure out a way to add the 3rd Vlad. It'd be like I would have to cut like maybe 2 flocks to add a 3rd Vlad and then something else, like a 3rd 3 Sisters. I don't know, maybe a 3rd Death Lotus. I wouldn't want a 3rd Death Lotus. If anything, I maybe cut like a Transfusion for the 3rd Vlad, but at that point, it's like I'm cutting Transfusion to have a 3rd Vlad to try and draw more Vlads to get Transfusions, which sounds just weird when you think about it, right? Still, though, he's pretty okay. Not really a guy I need to draw consistently. Vlad's nice and all, but in all honesty, some Scarground decks completely cut Vlad and only play Braum as their only champion. So I'm testing out cutting Vlad a bit from the deck, but I still like him. The burn / heal he gives you is kind of nice, so especially when he levels up. And it's so easy to level him up with this deck, so I like at least 2 of them. And 2 Scar Mother Vrinas. Card's just great. Takes buffs really well from Scargrounds. Has high natural health, so even if you don't draw Scargrounds, it's a nice backup in case you're like, oh no, I didn't draw Scargrounds, but at least I have Vrina kind of game plan. Also, no Basilisk Rider. I think that's the card's name, the 7 mana. Basilisk Bloodseeker, that's it. I think the card's just too slow. If you don't have Scargrounds, it sucks too. It's okay as a 1-of, but I'd rather just play another Whispered Words before I played a 1-of Bloodseeker anyway, so none of those. But yeah, mostly trying to counter Ari Kennen and to a lesser extent Scouts. And against other decks, we're just hoping that Braum, like a really big Braum, or Vrina or Tarkaz just can win the game with their big girth, their big stats, whatever you want to call it. Still, though, that's pretty much the deck. Fun deck. Scargrounds is one of the decks I just love to play for fun. Hopefully it's going to get me a couple of wins and I don't lose too much. Because I do think it is actually decent in the meta. So let's go and take it for a spin on the ladder. Hopefully I run into Ari Kennen. Oh, hello. I haven't seen this deck in forever. Alright, Plunder. Well, that's cute. 3 of a kind. Pretty easy mulligans for this deck, I'd say. Just mulligan everything away for Scargrounds. We got it. Maybe keep like an Ice Shard or something if you're against certain decks, but I'd say just a good rule of thumb is always look for a Scargrounds. Ruthless Raider in the Scargrounds is nice. Raider will survive against their Make It Rain, and we can drop it early. So that's going to be nice here. Kind of annoying they have Corsair on one. But yeah, we're probably going to lose here. It's going to be a tough matchup. Plunder, you don't really see this deck that much anymore after the not Make It Rain, the Harpoon and Gangplank nerf. So it's not really something I was expecting to run into, but our hand's okay. The big issue is I can't really answer a Sejuani. So, yeah, that's the problem. Pretty nice one drop they got there, too. But, oh well. Please play around Avalanche. Thank you. So, we have to take this. Not much I can do. I could, like, Death Lotus this, but I can't play SCARGROUNDS. So, yeah, welcome to the weakness of SCARGROUNDS. You gotta spend turn 3 doing nothing and just playing SCARGROUNDS, usually. Yep, you got it, opponent. Not really doing much here, getting much done. Kind of sucks. But I think we're fine for now. We're slowing the Plunder triggers down a bit. They haven't done any warning shots. Make It Rain now will just make my units stronger, so I think we're okay. Really, though, I think this game is going to come down to, do they have Sejuani early? If they do, it kind of sucks. If they don't, that's great for me. That is so good that they hit... Man, that Mirai Warden hitting Astute Academic is so good for them. And I think I just have to pass here. Like, I don't think I have a good play here. Like, I could attack in with Curator and Troll Chant, but I don't think that's a good play. Well, let's see what they do. I guess if I get a, Ember Maiden on the field and start embering them, maybe that's my chance to win. But yeah, like, I've gotten no pings on my units. A little bit of a problem here. Okay, this is fine. We can do like this and then Death Lotus. Then I should get a Crimson here. I want to hold up Troll Chant though, I think. So yeah, this is nice. The Bloodletter's not a great one. I mean, it's probably one of the better ones, but I'm not a fan of Bloodletter in the deck, but getting it from Crimson Curator is pretty nice. I might just go double Bloodletter here. They're going to just start stealing my cards. Kind of annoying. But yeah, we'll just probably play Vlad here. Still though, so it comes down to, do they have Sejuani on curve? If they do, we're screwed. If they don't, pretty nice. I think they have it. With double Croaker, yeah, they got it. I'd be very surprised if they don't. But yeah, like, this is a problem with this deck and why I like flocking it, because it kind of sucks if you don't have removal. And Flock's not the best removal, but it is pretty good. It's not just good against Sejuani. But here's the thing, like I said earlier, who plays Plunder in the current meta? Apparently this guy does. Please no Sejuani. Play like a Gangplank. Come on, a Gangplank. Now here's the question, what is that? Thankfully our Vladimir survives the Harpoon. Okay, I guess they were trying to activate a Plunder? So we're just gonna let that go through, of course. And attacking with everything. Just go. So do we win? But here's the problem with, another problem with SCARGROUNDS. They can just chump. Like, sure, our stuff's big, but they can just chump here. And like, chump that. And chump that. And... okay, warning shot. Are you gonna play... okay, nothing. Okay, sure. Go ahead. We've got some okay burn here. Like, this is 4 burn damage to face. That is actually a really good hit to hit another Bloodletter there. And if they don't, like... this actually might make a difference. If they don't play any, because they don't play healing, that deck. Like, they have no Kindly Tavern Keepers. I know they didn't steal a Blighted Ravine. So if I can just get another 3 damage in, we can just win with double Blighted Ravine. So I think my game plan is keep Vlad alive. That's honestly fine. And I'll just play this. So yeah, this deal, if they have another war, that's a huge hit. That's actually insane. And they don't get a second powder. I forgot, it's not a level. Oh, no. That's a problem. Okay, so just... Well, they can't harpoon me, because harpoon's now 4 mana instead of 3 mana. Okay. I don't like playing Ice Shard, because it's going to activate Plunder for them. Well, actually, no, this will activate Plunder for them. So... I think... I should do this. I think if I Troll Chant here, this should make it so my Vlad will survive in case they play, what's it called? And I can chump for like 2 here, 2 health. But yeah, this way my Vlad will survive a harpoon. Wait, why was I thinking about harpoon? It's so ingrained into my head. I just wasted this troll chant. Yeah, I'm an idiot. I just threw away a troll chant for no reason. Okay, so I'm dumb. Okay, I'm dumb, but... I'm mostly throwing away this unit for space on the board, by the way. But yeah, like, I messed up here. I should not have done this troll chant. I just wasted it, but... It shouldn't punish me too hard. They don't have burn in that deck. Like, good burn. They have warning shots and make it rains, but nothing too crazy. Also, hey, Reputation's active. That's cool. Can I get a Braum? Transfusion's not bad. So now we'll just attack in with everything, put Vlad on the far left, and drain him for 4 and double Blight Ravine. Ice Shards actually does it too, in fact. So GG, I think. Sadly, no overwhelms, but I can transfusion after the, if it's a warning shot, like after a warning shot, I can transfusion for an extra 2 damage. I think I'm in a good spot. I don't think and yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think they can stop this, even with stolen cards. GG. Interesting. Not a deck I was really considering when I was building this deck. Okay, Vlad is an okay start, but this is not really a deck I was considering. I know, like, Viego Kindred is definitely a deck that's around. But I don't really consider it too much when I build decks because it's not that popular. I'm just going to mulligan everything here. I think I'm going to lose this matchup. I think it's going to be a pretty struggly hard matchup. That's a pretty okay draw. If I can get like a nice flock on a Kindred or something, I think I have a chance here. This is fine. Like, sure, that's annoying. That's really annoying, in fact. I might lose now because of this. Yeah, this actually might just lose me a game. Double, like, they're going to get 2 hits with a lookout. And we have to play SCARGROUNDS on 3. We're probably going to die. Yeah, we're just dead. Got tempoed out. Turn 4 Viego here would be scary. Just hope they don't have it. And Ice Shards? Okay, it's something. So yeah. And we take another 5. That's just so much damage. And I have to play Ember Maiden here. I'm not a big fan of this, but I think I have to. Yeah. Okay, so it is Viego. That's fine. Probably just going to play Tarkaz here. Transfusion's nice. Yeah, we're just going to play Tarkaz. Kind of afraid of Kindred here. Like, really afraid of Kindred now that I think about it. Concussive Palm, that's fine. I'm just going to pass here. Sure, the Ember Maiden's going to kill the Lookout and trigger Viego, but I don't want to try and flock right now. If they go down below, like, 2, I would have done it, maybe. But yeah, we're just going to have Ember Maiden carry us, I think, is our game plan now. Tarkaz is getting big. That's nice. A Troll Chant helped a lot. So yeah, this is what I like, though. I like this list. That's annoying. That's really annoying. I'm going to flock here. See what they do in response to this. A syncopation. Oh, that's annoying. That's real annoying. I think I lose now because of that. Yeah, we're probably just dead here. Couldn't kill Viego. I think I'll just Ice Shards this. Kind of hate, like, leveling up this Viego, but I think this is my play I gotta do. Probably should have considered drawing first, too, but eh. I could block here just for, like, an extra 1 damage. And we'll just draw, see what I get. Another Tarkaz. I don't even know if I like that. A second Scargrounds. But yeah, like, so this is the problem with Scargrounds. It's very, very draw dependent. I'm just going to offer this trade. No, I'm going to summon a Tarkaz. This is really bad, though. Like, and this is the problem with tech cards like Death Lotus. In some matchups, it just is a dead card. Like, Death Lotus, it's not doing much here. Like, this is fine that they have that, but it's not doing much. So that's a lot of damage. Too bad we don't have a... What's it called? A Might or anything here. Like, Might would be pretty great, but I don't even think that would be... Actually, no, Might would be lethal. Exact lethal. But yeah, like, I don't know. It's probably going to be game. Viego's going to level up soon, and we can't beat a leveled up Viego. We really just needed them to not have that syncopation when we flocked. If I can draw, say, like, a unit. I don't know, just, yeah, we're so dead. Like, we have a second Scargrounds. Drawing a second Scargrounds is just bad. So we just lose. We might be able to cheese a win with a Might or something, but yeah, we're just dead. I could Troll Chant this, block it, and I think I do this so their Viego doesn't level up. I'm not a fan of it, but I think I have to do it so Viego doesn't level. I could also entomb stuff here, like entomb. Wait, why did I do that? I did my math wrong. Oh well, GG. Well, this might be a tough one. Darkness is a bit of a problem. I actually am going to keep Ruthless Raider here, not because I want to, but because it lets me trade with the on-curve turn 2 Catalyzer. But yeah, this is going to be a tough matchup. We can't really deal with a turn 4 Vagar. That's a lot of mastery, by the way. Oh, is it a prismatic? All prismatic darkness list. Okay. But yeah, like, we lose so much tempo by playing Scargrounds. We might have a chance, but I kind of need to draw my units. So yeah, gonna be a little rough here. Probably gonna be a loss here. That's nice-ish. I'm gonna pass here. If they play Catalyzer, I play Raider. If they don't, I'm just gonna bank my mana. I think I'll just play Raider, in all honesty. Yeah, we'll probably just play Raider here. But yeah, this is probably going to be a loss. Sadly, free LP for my opponent, but wish I could have run into... what's it called? Wish I could have run into a RE Cannon player, the deck I'm trying to counter. But I feel like this is a good example of why you should never try to counter very specific decks. Because, sure, you may counter that deck, but then you never run into them. And the problem with Scargrounds here... Not drawing Scargrounds. Our game is over. We can't really do much here unless I top deck Scargrounds or a Braum here. Curators, something, but yeah, we're just gonna die. There's an on-curve Vagar. We're just dead. Rip. Like, we can do this attack? This is gonna be a very fast game, though. Like, we can't do anything about this. Like, I can do this, and then I can transfusion to buff this. It's cute. But here's the problem. No Scargrounds. Like, that's nice. And the other thing is, this damage isn't even that important. Like, the damage is nice, don't get me wrong, but Ishtali, Sentinel, Withering Whale, they have healing, in other words. Okay, that might help, but I'd have to Ice Shards now, or Ember Maiden. And again, didn't draw Scargrounds. The deck falls apart without Scargrounds. We're dying here. It's pretty bad. Yeah, we're kind of just dead here. I mean, like, what do I do? Play Blighted Ravine here, play Ice Shard here. Like, I can Ice Shard Flock. That sounds awful.
Come, Clara, we have much to teach you.
I can't wait.
And I will do this, though. Like, I will Ice Shard Flock here. I can't let them get another buff with Darkness. But yeah, we're in a bad spot. And more likely, they're going to ping after this, too. Like, this deck has so many pings because it's trying to beat RE Cannon as well. They have so many pings. They're going to either play a Vile Feast after or a group shot now or something. I expected a lot. They have a box? Well, I could... Well, no. Why would I Troll Chant here? I'm trying to kill Vhagar. At least I get another Curate or another Crimson. Okay, and a Curator. That's good. That's good. That is something. So, yeah. While it's not looking like it's going to be a good matchup for us, at least I've got something going for me now. I really just need that Scargrounds. Even though it would be late, I'd love a Scargrounds. I have to take that damage. We are getting some nice damage in on them, but... Okay, Vrina helps. This is probably just going to be a Vengeance or Mini-Morph turn then, if anything. Like, Vengeance now on Vrina is all I'm assuming. No, another Vhagar. Okay, okay. Just going to send this in. Yep, no chump because you just make Vrina bigger. And we're just not going to draw a Scargrounds, it seems, sadly. Rope Maker? Okay.
Lord Vhagar, you cannot rush perfection.
I guess I'll just play the Crimson.
I need the reputation.
I'm trying to bait out the Darkness, in other words, on this Crimson. It's not like it's going to do much. So they're just passing. Could play my Ember Maiden. Could play the other Curator. Could just pass. Could play a Blighted Ravine. I don't know. There's a lot I can do here. I think I'll play the Ember Maiden. I think I just pass. Watch me draw Scargrounds. Okay, Braum is something. But it feels like they have Vengeance or Mini-Morph now, so I'm going to play around it by just developing the board some more. But yeah. Didn't draw Scargrounds. 12 cards in. No Scargrounds. Kind of just death. Is that from Conchologist? That's from Conchologist. Hate to see it. Really not a fan. And I'm just going to pull in everything and attack him like this. Something like this, I think, is the way. But yeah, like, I don't even have a Death Lotus or anything to buff up Vrina. Kind of feels bad.
What are you wearing?
Could Troll Chant here a bit. So I can get another, I don't know why I would Troll Chant, but I could. It would give me another, just give me another... I don't know, that Darkness is so big, though. I mean, it's not like another Crimson's gonna do much. Like, that's cool, I guess. Maybe I can win with a leveled up... Maybe a Vlad can help? But yeah, like, 1 damage dark... Or 1 mana Darkness dealing 5. It's gonna level up Vhagar now. Like, oh yeah. They definitely have another way to... They have a way to buff up Vhagar here if they're doing this. Could play Blighted Ravine. think I'll just pass for now, see what they do.
For the wicked,
And they have a
for the dead,
Senna. All right.
rest.
I assume they're going to just Vagar. Okay, no Vagar now. I was assuming they would cast the darkness now. But yeah, like, this is a problem. This is a very big problem. And they'll just get another one. Vagar's gonna level. I could, I guess, technically... Oh, it's 6 damage. No, and they have another 6 damage for 1. Yeah, this game's over. We just can't beat darkness with this deck. GG, I guess. I don't really see an out here. Like, I can chomp. They get a... Like, so the problem is I can chomp this and it blocks the 4 damage. They can darkness again. Vagar will get another darkness and it's a 7... Yeah, GG. We're dead. We can't stop that.
Next time, we will do better.
Okay. Welcome back to the deck. So, 3 games, 1 win, 2 losses. We won against what? Plunder and lost against Darkness and Kindred Viego. Kind of surprised I won against Plunder. It looks like they weren't able to level up a Sejuani fast enough, which was great for us. Well, they did level the Sejuani. We just had a leveled up Vladimir, which was great for us. Against the Kindred Viego deck, they had Syncopation, which stopped our Flock, and then Viego just got out of hand. And against the Darkness deck, well, Darkness is kind of a hard counter for this deck because we can't really deal with a turn 4 Vagar. And... well, to top it all off, it's already a bad matchup, and we didn't even draw SCARGROUNDS, which really makes it a bad matchup. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. And I feel like we got to see the strengths and weaknesses of the deck. When it gets going, it looks pretty strong. Like, you get tough units that get really big. But then we also got to see the weaknesses. Like, sure, they get big, but the ones that don't have Overwhelm are a little meh, which is why we run Might. And when you don't draw SCARGROUNDS, the deck feels really, really bad. Like in that Darkness matchup, it felt like I was just playing a meme deck against a real deck. And yes, I know some people will say SCARGROUNDS is a meme, but I legitimately think it can be good in the right matchup. Basically, Ari Cannon, which we didn't run into. And yeah, like, we're trying to counter a deck that we didn't run into. And sure, while I was saying earlier, while we're trying to counter Ari Cannon, we also do somewhat have a matchup against Scouts because, you know, SCARGROUNDS against Misfortune Skill is pretty nice and Make It Rain is nice, but didn't run into either Scouts or Ari Cannon, so we couldn't test out the deck against it. Kind of sad, and we also saw the other weakness in the Darkness matchup where you just don't, sometimes you just don't draw the SCARGROUNDS, even if you mulligan as hard as you can for it. Granted, in the Darkness matchup, I did keep a Ruthless Raider, but that's because I had to trade for the Catalyzer right away, which they didn't even have, sadly. Anyway, though, that's going to be it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. I'd love to hear your opinions on SCARGROUNDS. Do you think it's a good deck? Do you think maybe it's more tailored for a tournament scene where you can tailor a lineup and have a ban phase? Or do you just think it's a complete meme of a deck that's meant just for fun? I'd love to hear your opinions down below. And if you guys just enjoyed the video in general, I'd love it if you could leave a like or comment down below as well. Always helps me out. And if you guys want to keep up with the Legends of Runeterra content, you can always go and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to watch me play some Legends of Runeterra, you can go and check me out over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Zenaton, where I stream pretty much every single day. Anyway, though, with that all said and done, thank you all once more for watching this video. And until I see you guys in the next one, bye.